Hi everyone, I just wanted to come on and quickly share some of my thoughts with you. A lot of people have been reaching out to me quite distressed and a little bit unsettled, and I get that. All you need to do is watch the news and you will see a series of events unfold that will make you feel quite unsettled and, stressed, nervous. I don't think it's natural to watch the news and not be worried. We have a lot of reasons to be worried. You look at the economy, you look at inflation, you look at the wars, you look at terrorism, you look at all these things. It's all happening. It's all real. It's all 2023 and it's all happening. But I think what we need to also remember is history tells us that things have always been difficult. Life has never been easy, nor was it ever promised to be. And I think it's important for us to remember that, because we sometimes can get very used to things going well and going smoothly, but then when chaos arises, people think, oh no, why is this happening? Life has always been like this, A lot of people in spirituality especially talk about crystals and rainbows and smiley faces and la-di-da, but life isn't like that. I don't know what world they live in, but that's not life. Yes, there are rainbows in the world. Yes, there are crystals in the world. Yes, there are smiley faces in the world. But on the flip side, there are also the storms. There are also the falling boulders. There are also the sad faces. That's just life. We live in a world of polarity, and it is not natural to have good times without bad times. So you need to remember that, because when things escalate in the world, people do forget that universal truth. It's always been this way. It's not pleasant, but it is reality. And sometimes people forget to live in that reality. So I just want to remind everyone that times are tough, and they also don't last. Okay, so we always get through things. Yes, other things come up, but nothing is permanent, but that's good or bad. You have to remember that. Good times aren't permanent, but neither are bad times. It's a constant ebb and flow. So I want people to remember that, because that is very important to, I suppose, survive in this climate. And I also find personally, and this helps me, and I think it'll help you, and I'm very candid, I think everyone can see that. I'm extremely private, but I'm also very candid, because that's my personality. I really feel that retreating and sort of being more insular is very helpful to deal with things like this. I know that might sound like a contradiction to what most people think. Most people say, phone a friend, or talk to a friend about your problems, or talk to someone about it. And yes, that's true. That does help. But I find actually retreating and being alone in my own thoughts, separating myself from others, really helps me. Because what that does is it makes you more I'm actually extremely introverted. I know people think of me as an extrovert because on a public forum I am very extroverted. My work, look at me at the Australian Open. I am hired because I'm an extrovert. I'm a media person. I'm an extrovert. But the real me, who is just at home, I'm incredibly introverted. I like silence. People don't believe that. That's my truth. That is true. I don't like always being around people. I obviously do when I have to be for work. And, I do it and there's no better. But, I really have to take time for just me. And the majority of my life is in just my own world. I don't like talking to people all the time. I don't like when my friends call me all the time. It really bothers me. I'm just being honest. Because I like to be in my own world. I wasn't good at that in my 20s. And that's why I was taken advantage of a lot. But I'm no spring chicken anymore. I'm in my mid-30s. I'm not young anymore. And I think there is truth in the older you get, the wiser you get. And when I created those boundaries with people, you become more sure of things for yourself. You make better decisions because you're in your own head. And you see things clearer because you're not tainted by other people's perceptions and opinions and views. So just remember that. So sometimes if you're really overwhelmed with things, retreat. become insular. Just be in your own world a little bit. That includes your friends and family. It doesn't mean cut them out, get rid of them. It just means have time for you. Take you time. People don't do that enough. And, that's why my phone, the majority of the time, is on Do Not Disturb, because I don't like being disturbed. Unless I am in that zone where I have to be, or I know that I need to be around people and all that. There's no better than me, everyone knows that. I'm great with that stuff. But, when I like being alone, which is the majority of my time, that's my time, and respect and boundaries. It's important to do that. So my advice is, if you're someone who is struggling to cope with news and unsettling times, retreat, meditate, just go on a walk by yourself. You know what bothers me? All these people, let's go on walks. I want to go on a walk to be alone. Don't want to walk with you, Just don't feel you need to oblige to everybody. Do it for you. And I think it'll really make a big difference. It's changed my life, and I think it'll change yours too. But yeah, I wanted to share that with you because people don't talk about these things openly, and people like to paint a narrative that is always, we'll use the word politically correct because that's sort of like the buzz thing at the moment. But it's not truth. So, I'm that type of person, I'm like my friends actually tell me, I'm like that big pill that's hard to swallow because I'm very honest. I'm extremely friendly, but when it comes to honesty, I'm like a sledgehammer. I've always been that way. And that's just the truth of things. So I hope this helps you. And if it doesn't, if you feel like, no, I don't take from that, then don't. I believe you should only take from what people share with you, what resonates, and leave the rest behind. And that's the same for me. So I hope this helps you. And if it hasn't, so be it. I've tried. But if it has, I am glad that it resonated. And I think it will make a difference. Sending prayers to everyone who needs it right now. And, my faith is strong, especially in times like this. God for me is. God is all. And I think a lot of people, what's fascinating? I've seen a lot of people turn more to faith, spirituality, even religion. And they're finding more God in themselves. And I think that's very good because I think the world will change when that happens. We won't have world peace until divine intervention comes into play, but that's another story. And that's in my book, which comes out in April. So there's no point in talking about that now. But I hope this has helped you, and God bless. And my thoughts are with you all who need it. And I hope you also see the empowerment within you, taking time for yourself and knowing that you are enough and everything that you need is within you already. Find meaning inside, not outside. Remember that. God bless you. Bye.